On this episode of Negative Modifier, we'll be playing the game Deltagreen. Deltagreen is a mature tabletop RPG that tackles various dark and unsettling themes and topics that some listeners may find traumatizing, harmful, or generally uncomfortable. Listener discretion is advised. So it's about, we'll call it 3, 4, maybe 5 in the afternoon at this point. You are seated around a table at the closest Waffle House to the Emerald Estates. Your drive from the Emerald Estates through Blancheville to said Waffle House has been a bit of an, maybe not eye-opener, but kind of maybe it's making the situation of this town make a little bit more sense. There's almost two kind of versions of this town, if you will. There are the parts that Emerald Estates is obviously in control of and providing and created and stuff like that. And then there's the rest of the town. And the rest of the town ranges from very homogenous, like little housing developments to kind of strip malls to just kind of like pockets of civilization, and not like the wilderness, but like you can see often the not so far distance from the road, just kind of the nature of Florida, like not quite the Everglades, but kind of the wilds of Florida, the canals, the expanses, the alligator filled parts of Florida that are kind of more famous and make up a large chunk of Central Florida. The parts that are Emerald Estates work very hard to kind of create this, like, not quite theme park or Disneyland-esque kind of situation, but very curated, very manicured, very cohesive in its presentation of just stuff that the retiree would like. It appeals aggressively to the 55-plus demographic. Lots of places advertising blue light specials, lots of places advertising, like, early opening hours. A shocking percentage of this town is not really aimed at the average citizen or most citizens. It is aimed at the retiree. A variety of mentions of discounts, kind of all that type of stuff that goes along with it. As you're driving, you're also passing like an actual like golf cart lane that would in most cases be like a bike path or a walking path exists purely for golf carts. And the people that drive on them are driving recklessly and a tad out of control, and often in these not quite like elaborate, but like lavishly customized golf carts. You pass several golf carts that have spinners on them for no goddamn reason. It's a show of kind of wealth, but a stupid show of wealth with some frequency. And while the average kind of makeup of the or demographic of the rest of the town is a mix of Hispanic, Cuban, Black, white kind of thing, like stuff you'd expect from kind of a Central Florida type of situation, the average retiree is over 50s, between kind of, we'll call it late 50s, early 70s, Caucasian, and not in the greatest physical shape whatsoever. Many of them are kind of the stereotypical sun-leathered visage with some frequency. And I will say that the ones you've kind of encountered seem to have a just general disdain for the rest of the populace around them to a certain extent. Like, there's no open animosity or anything like that, but like, you do kind of clock the occasional like local thing that's going a little bit out of its way to maybe not be so retiree friendly. I will also say, as you're kind of driving about, you see the Emerald Estates part of it, you're realizing are quite nice. The rest of it, maybe there's some slight financial hardship in Blanche County. Emerald Estates is very obviously the power of this area, and the rest of the area has kind of had to get used to that, and maybe he's not so cool with it. Like, give me a luck or a search you're driving around some, just to see if you see some stuff.
All of us, or just
whoever wants to, just as you're kind of cruising.
If I do alertness.
Sure.
Ooh, I could do alertness.
Yeah, why not?
26% success.
17 out of 50 success.
That is a 27 out of 65 search.
All right, yeah. So as you're just kind of making your way to the restaurant, you see kind of like the occasional billboard that like advertises lawyer firms that have specialty dealing with invasive land developers. Nothing directly attacking Emerald Estates, but definitely stuff that if you abstracted the concept some, you could see, yeah, maybe some people aren't so happy with this kind of large corporate entity that's literally the biggest real estate thing, and entertainment thing, and food thing. It runs the town, whether they want to admit to it or not. And there's also numerous advertisements to Emerald Estates that like have a certain, what's the right phrase for it? Not quite dystopian, but also definitely not dystopian vibe to them. Like, Emerald Estates advertising department is not afraid to lean into how great a place it is to run out the clock. Like, they'll never flat out say a great place to die, but they get real damn close to that. As I said, we pick up at the Waffle House. You're there. Not a lot of older people here. Waffle House is not necessarily known for having... It's cheap food, but maybe not food that would appeal to a more controlled diet. What did people get at this Waffle House?
Ooh.
Yeah, Quick Draw gets the T-bone steak along with an Angus cheeseburger and a Pib Extra.
It's kind of power loading carbs, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, despite him being like a piece of shit, he is kind of like built, you know?
Makes sense.
I am going to have to do the all-star special. Hash browns, eggs, toast, bacon, and a waffle.
And how are you getting those hash browns?
Oh, we're going to do them chunked.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to do them chunked for sure.
Just chunked?
Nah, chunked and covered.
All right.
Yeah, chunked and covered. Eggs, sunny side up.
Agent Query?
The cheesesteak melt hash brown bowl with bacon.
All right. Anything special added to the hash browns or no?
No.
As you're all just kind of picking at this food, it's not bad food, but it's definitely not good food by any measure of the definition of food. Like, as you pulled up, the chef, that's probably a generous word, the cook definitely looked at you, threw his cigarette on the ground, and had just an attitude of, oh, fuck, I got to do my job now. And went inside and made this, like, and just the entire time the dude was cooking, he's just looking at you like, these sons of bitches making me do my job. God fucking damn it. How voraciously are you going at this food, I guess, all three of you?
I mean, it's breakfast. I'm enjoying myself.
Sure.
It's all right.
It's the first thing we've eaten, so I'm going to be munching on it.
Quick Draw eats like a slob. He's like ham over fist eating everything, talking with his mouth full.
Might lose a finger if you got, like, try and reach in for something.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Agent Query, give me a constitution as you're kind of just packing in the food.
That is a 13 out of 60% success.
Yeah, so kind of it comes out over you like a wave. Your mouth feels dry. You feel nauseous for a quick second, but you just kind of get struck with just overwhelming thirst. Nothing like unnatural or weird, but almost kind of like something is worn off in your system and left you with some real profound dry mouth.
Yeah, I am knocking down the iced tea lemonades that they happen to have.
Sure.
And for whatever reason, I'm just like trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
Oh, it's a quenchable thirst, but like you probably get like 5-6 cups of this stuff just back to back in before it starts to abate type of thing. And once it abates, you're fine. But yeah, I suspect your two compatriots are looking at you like, what the hell is going on? This is not that good.
Is your guys' food salty? Like, I just feel like I can't just catch up.
I mean, dude, it's a Waffle House. Like,
I know. It's a Waffle House in the daylight. I understand that we are in a very specific setting. I'm just so fucking thirsty. I had so much water at the Emerald Estates. I don't know why I'm gonna have to pee like a goddamn racehorse in an hour.
yeah, I don't know what to tell you, but I mean, it's diner food. I don't know. Yeah, I'm good. Quick Draw, you good?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine. I'm used to eating in worse places than a Waffle House, so.
I also figured that at a Waffle House we could talk about whatever and no one's gonna actually listen in. So, what'd y'all think of Emerald Estates, or at least just that kind of more so the people?
It was definitely something. Let me tell you. Oh gosh, yeah, that especially that one with the light show. That was something. Catatonic old lady, like, had a cast of characters over there.
I'm more concerned about the fact that we may or may not have a loose end.
Oh, we definitely have a loose end, and we also have people we haven't talked to. Like, we still got to talk to this. And I grabbed like a little like notebook to scroll through it real quick. Manfred guy. I have a feeling we're going to uncover a lot of interesting things once we run into this guy, but he's not there. He's off site somewhere. So we'll see.
Well, Yelena said that she'll have all the security files and the stuff that we need at the end of the day, correct? Or
Yeah.
you have like an exact time frame?
No, they said it'd just take them some time to get the footage together and all that. I mean, honestly, this field trip we took talking to some folks is kind of more of a way to burn some time. Kind of really didn't give too much of a shit, but we did find out some interesting stuff about the people there, I guess, for what it's worth. So,
All right. Quick draw question.
Yup.
When you said take care of the old man, do you have a complete plan already kind of set up, or are you going to be winging it if worse comes to worse?
I'm not exactly sure what you're asking. Like, if you're asking if I have a plan on how to break into an old man's house and murder him, like, no, not off the top of my head, but I can't imagine it's that hard.
All right. I just was trying to see how well developed that was and wanted to just say, let's kind of keep that as like plan G, maybe even H.
Hey, I'm not saying I want to do it. I'm just letting you know it's an option.
Okay.
I wouldn't even want to put that plan that far ahead, considering we already had a freaking apartment explode on us. I'd like to move the close as possible if it comes to it. So
from here on out, do we want to grab the information and then kind of follow the lead on Manfred? There's a part of me that kind of wants to take Nurse Clark's word for it and just say that things kind of get weird, but it feels almost if we're just kind of toying with the residents more so than the actual staff there. If we're going to be digging past sunset, or if we're going to be asking around the Emerald Estates past sunset.
I mean, it depends what you're looking for. If you want to go talk to the catatonic lady, we can. Gosh, what was her name again? I tried to look at my notepad for a bit.
Victoria Nethely, I think.
Something like that. Anyway, yeah, the catatonic lady. We can talk to her at some point. I guess she lights up at night or something. So we can see that. I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, we can just observe, I guess. At most, who knows? Probably dead end anyway. But beyond that, I mean, we still have the radio to tune in tomorrow at noon for, which reminds me, let's get some batteries on the way back. Don't forget. And I make a little note of that in my notebook.
Well, I'm going to have to go through all the footage as well. I'm going to need some time with my laptop just so that way kind of scrub through however much footage that they happen to have.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can both work on that. That's fine. So we probably don't want to spend too much time there because we'll need the valuable time spent otherwise. We do have to go through that footage, check stuff out there. We got the voicemail to listen to. And then try to stake out Manfred. I know what's going on there.
Speaking of which, and Agent Corey kind of pulls out her phone. Does Manfred Newman have a social media presence by chance?
No idea.
All right, so if people want to do a search for Manfred Newman on social media?
Yes.
Yes, please.
So what are you searching for exactly? Like Instagram or Facebook profiles, like mentions of them?
I'd like to limit my search to maybe within the past 3 years.
Okay.
Specifically tailoring it to the local zip code and just kind of any mention or any kind of like Facebook check-ins, because people are like really, like old people are really into Facebook check-ins, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, so give me a search. I'll give you a plus 20 on that one.
That is a 60 out of 65, modified 85% success.
Yeah, so this is an old person with social media. They haven't exactly locked this shit down. But there is something kind of weird about it. We'll get to that in a second. So you find several mentions locally of one Manfred Newman. Probably very active in the local chess scene, plays in a lot of the local tournaments. He's won quite a few of them. Mentions he's part of a bowling team, et cetera, et cetera. You find his Facebook account, and everything you're finding feels very curated. Like it's meant to present exactly what you're seeing. Like the image of what you're seeing is just a older man enjoying his retirement as best you can tell, but there's like nothing else. There's no other mentions of anything else whatsoever. You're not finding like an Instagram or anything. There's like what you're seeing is exceptionally specific to just that.
And I think my search is higher, but I also have a 60% in computer science. Am I able to look at the metadata of these photos to see if there is any kind of weird things about it? Whether or not like it's geotagged or if it has some weird metadata that can show sign of like tampering or anything else of the sort?
I'm not going to bother making a roll for that. It's all normal. Like the geotagging matches the rough location you're in. But like it's, how do I phrase this that will maybe make sense? Actually, give me a human enter and intelligence.
Okay, let's do intelligence. And that is a 40% success on the intelligence roll.
What you're seeing, it's just enough to convince you on a search that this is a person, but like there's not enough here for it to be a real person. There's no happy birthday messages on his equivalent to Facebook type of thing. He engages out. He has friends and stuff like that, but they don't really engage in, or it's kind of set up a little bit enough that like it's very surface level, I guess is maybe the way of looking at it. It's so bland, it has to be curated, but also simultaneously, like there's no aesthetic or lifestyle he's going for. Like it's aggressively, hey, I'm an older dude and I live in Florida and I live in kind of part of the Emerald Estates setup. But like if you were to compare it against other people you're seeing on his social media stuff, their accounts are messier. They have like more of a personality to them. This is almost kind of like, hey, I made an account. It's enough of an account that I'm obviously not a bot, but not much more.
Mm-hmm. So Manfred, it seems, does have a social media presence, but it's a little Stepford Wives in that there is not a single unhinged political rant, no weird, inappropriate comments on any relatives' photos, and no uncomfortable likes. This person is so picturesque, it's a little bizarre.
Not one burned JPEG meme, not one political rant, and they live in Florida?
Not a single minion. Not a single goddamn minion on this Facebook page.
Yeah, no, this is suspicious. Nope, I don't like it. All the more interesting.
But this is almost, well, it's legit, but it's not like legit in the sense that it's natural. The geotags all line up. The metadata doesn't seem as if it's been tampered with. This is all the same person, new angles. It doesn't seem as if anything's been like photoshopped to hell and back.
Does it give you that uncanny valley vibe where like they're kind of human, but they're not, just off the presentation of the profile? You know what I mean?
I think this person is trying to make sure that we understand him as how he presents.
Like how do you do, fellow human type of presentation?
Almost.
Hmm.
You know, if we go back to the, you know what? Part of me almost wants to kind of bring up his Facebook profile and just confirm that like Manfred Newman is like the same person that's on the social media stuff. If we go back to Emerald Estates, I kind of want to confirm with some of the residents that this is the same person that we're talking about, that this social media, like these social media photos are the same person that they've seen. But at the same time, we're almost like we're kind of running out of time for the day. And I feel like we've already have too much on our docket, especially because we don't really know very much about Manfred at all.
I mean, we could ask the hospital staff there, but additionally, I mean, just if you want to do it off rip, is there a picture of him on his profile?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Look through the, does Emerald Estates have a Facebook public page or anything like that? Let's look through the public photos and see if there's anything that has him in it.
Yeah, there's mention of him being part of like a chess tournament and stuff like that, but not a ton of stuff. Like he won it a couple times, or more than a couple times, but yeah.
And he's in photos?
Yeah, he's there.
Okay. But he's like present in photos, like you can see him in photos.
Yeah, he's there.
Okay.
Do any of you have the medicine skill?
No, I do not.
I don't.
I don't.
Yeah, never mind then.
Do I start convulsing? What's going on?
Don't worry about it.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I will say that kind of amongst his peers in the photos you're seeing, Manfred, he's a little younger, like definitely late 50s, early 60s, but there's kind of a youthfulness to him, I guess. But also, like, you've run into some other people on your travels through this town that would match that as well. Not all old people are kind of old. Some of them are just like, yeah, I'm in decent shape for being 65 or something like that. Like, he's got kind of maybe like a silver fox quality to him almost.
Okay. I wouldn't be able to use like a human int for that, would I?
No.
At this point, what do you guys want to do? We can go back to the inner part of Emerald States, check it out for a bit, or we can go find Manfred.
What time is it?
Probably 5, 6 o'clock at this point.
What time's sundown?
Yeah, how much more time till we have till sundown?
Call it 8 p.m., give or take. 8:30.
Unless we have 3 hours.
Yeah, let's go find Manfred.
All right. Sounds good. We got a photo of him, so we know what he looks like.
Well, I'm pretty sure Yelena can give us his address too. And we could also kill two birds with one stone and see if that information is ready to go.
True.
That's right. Call Yelena.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, she picks up on the fourth ring. Yes, Emerald Estates. Yelena Gallardo speaking. Who am I talking to?
Hey, this is Brock. I was just calling to follow up on the tapes, security footage stuff, and voicemail, thing like that. You guys got that ready to go?
Yes, Agent Brock of the ATF, I assume, correct?
That is I.
The security team is still working on collecting all that information for you. They're being quite thorough. We have quite a few cameras to draw from, I guess is probably the right phrase. That should be ready in an hour or two or so. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yeah. You have an address for a Manfred?
Can you be more specific? Do you happen to have a last name?
Yeah. Let's see. And I signal to the guy's last name.
Manfred Newman.
Newman. He's one of the residents there at the estates, but he doesn't stay kind of in the main part.
Yeah, you hear some clacking. Yes, Mr. Newman. He's one of our off-campus, if you will, residents. Yes. May I ask what this is pertaining to?
We're just kind of following up with some of the conversations we had with some of the other residents, and we want to kind of just speak to Manfred. My understanding was he was pretty close with Edward.
Yes, of course, that makes sense. It's kind of like you're some clacking. Yes. He is listed here as a frequent visitor for Mr. Ackman with some frequency.
Yeah. So we just kind of wanted to chat with him for a bit.
Yes, I can send that over. Do you have a cell phone number I can text this address to?
Yeah. And then I'll just give him a cell phone number to text it to.
Is that it?
Yeah, for the time being, that'll be it. We will probably be stopping by later at some point to pick that stuff up, and we may do a kind of a sundown walk around if that's cool. I understand I have to talk to you guys about getting key codes, or wait, no, they last for the rest of the day, and I have to get fresh ones the next day, if I'm correct, right?
That is correct.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. Yeah, no, that'll be it.
And she just promptly hangs up at that point.
Cool.
The drive to Manfred's house is easy enough in the grand scheme of things. It does take you into a small kind of housing development, if you will. It's very obviously owned by Emerald Estates. Like, you pass numerous signs proclaiming it as such. There's definitely a very homogenized, cohesive look to everything. Like, it's got one landscaping company does all of these houses. Like, these are all maintained by one person type of thing. There's a certain creepiness of how the same it all looks. Like, a totally fair takeaway from this is that, like, it might actually be kind of hard to find which house you were in if you didn't have a GPS guiding you type of thing. Like, looking for an exact number, everything looks the fucking same. It's a collection of streets that all look kind of exactly the same too. They have the same number of houses on them. They have the same amount of spacing. They all have kind of one of three slightly different street-facing styles to them. You are being reminded that, like, this is not actually housing. This is fancy apartments / condos, and you are kind of in a giant open air condo / apartment building type setup, despite the illusion of this being a normal town. But yeah, you eventually arrive at Manfred's house. It is a normal house. There is no car parked in the driveway. It's a 1-story house, very similar actually to Edward Ackerman's place, like slightly different house coloring, slightly different roof coloring, but like almost visibly identical from the street, maybe a couple different details here and there, minus the whole blacked out windows and kind of weirdness that was Mr. Ackerman's abode. Same, almost exact, you'd guess, kind of cookie cutter footprint or kind of style, just based on a quick glance. There is a driveway off to kind of the right side of the property with a little path that leads up to the entrance. And yeah, nothing seems especially abnormal from where you're sitting. There's a porch light on that's been left on by accident, you'd guess, or something along those lines. But yeah, no personal effects in the windows. The shades are drawn, but that makes a certain amount of sense. It's a very nondescript Key West style house. 1 story, not a lot of frills, maybe some gold door hardware, but kind of in that like kind of tacky, we bought a shit ton of this type of way.
It's just kind of dusk, right? So
not even dusk. Like, again, the sun's not going to set for at least a few hours. So like,
okay.
If we're saying it's probably like somewhere between 6 and 7 time you get there, you've got at least an hour or two before the sun sets.
All right. Is there any activity? Are people walking their dogs? Is anybody out right now?
Maybe a few people, but also like this is prime elderly people nightlife hours too. Like the temperature's not so bad. It's not dark, so it's easy to drive. Like the street's not deserted by any measure. Like, you do see people kind of out and about, but it's not a ton of people. Also, like most people don't just kind of hang out outside their houses in these types of situations. Like you'd assume that there is probably a backyard with like a porch or something like that, just based on how kind of deep the property seems to go and stuff. But yeah, you see a couple people about. You don't see any young people about by any measure, like no kids, no kind of young professionals or anything like that. The few people you are seeing are definitely retirees as well.
Are there any kind of, like, in confirmation of the address, or kind of like, as I'm looking at Newman's house, is there any visible security cameras? Do we have any kind of, is it just kind of like a general amount of security cameras? This is off-campus housing, so I don't know if this is all area has an entire like save network itself.
No, so it is kind of lower. You're not noticing any kind of overt security like the stuff you were dealing with back at the kind of main buildings of the Emerald Estates. There are some what you'd assume to be kind of like security lights with the motion sensors on them. There does appear to be like a doorbell cam on the house. Again, like normal kind of low level, we're not really worried about security, suburb security, I guess, the way of thinking of it. Like deterrent, not actually about catching anyone, and more kind of like the bigger obstacle here would be the fact that everyone is kind of the same age bracket. So like you are probably the 3 most suspicious things on the street right now because you're not over 55. And the chances of everyone on the street not having noticed that you don't fit in, exceptionally low.
Anyone have a game plan on making contact, or we're just gonna knock? Hey, we want to talk to you about our dear departed friend.
I mean, best thing to do is let's just do our knock. I mean, why not?
All right. Who wants to be the face of this interview?
Probably one of you.
I got it. That's fine.
Cool. I don't know if it's the Waffle House. I do feel a little better, but there is still something that I was just a little confused about my own self. So I'm good. Just wanted to make sure that we had somebody that was focused.
Yeah, sure, I guess. That's fine. Just take it easy, I guess.
You approach the house?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Do you knock on the door? Do you try the doorbell camera? What do you do?
I will go ahead and ring the doorbell.
Yeah, so it does that kind of like fake doorbell ring for 6 or 7 rings, and then suddenly you hear kind of a crackle sound. Hello?
Hey, I'm looking for Manfred, do they reside at this residence?
This is not Manfred. This is the chief of police of Blanche County. Who are you?
Sorry, I'm here with the ATF unit here. We were investigating the explosion over at Emerald Estates. I apologize. We were given this address by the front desk over there. I apologize if we are interrupting your evening. But they said this is.
Oh no! This is indeed, in theory. Who'd you say this address was for again? Mandarin?
Yeah, sorry, I gotten the address for the name of a Manfred Newman.
Well, this is kind of an awkward one. So, your ATF, you met one of my officers earlier down at the explosion at Emerald Estates, or what's left of it, I guess. We found this cell phone you're talking to me through in the wreckage.
Are you telling me? Wait, is this connected to a cell phone?
Yeah, most doorbell cameras are.
Okay. It was in the wreckage. Okay. Got it. Well, all right. Well, sorry to bother. Well, good to know. All right. Well, thank you.
Well, I got you on the phone doorbell, I guess whatever the correct phrasing for this is. If you wanted to stop by, we figured if any feds came to town, they'd stop by the office just to kind of get a read in on things, if you will. We pulled a couple things out of the explosion. Officer Rhodes should have mentioned that, but it seems like he may have slipped his mind a little bit. Nothing much, honestly. We did a little preliminary, just kind of bagging and tagging that might be of interest to folks such as yourself. But so you think Manfred might be involved, huh?
Well, he was a frequent visitor of Ackerman, so figured you want to chat with him. Maybe I don't know, sometimes you notice things about a guy before, something like this happens and whatnot. And
no, I get it. Yeah, we were told to kind of put things on hold until y'all got involved. So, yeah, no, it makes a certain amount of sense. We'd probably start with him as well. If you want to stop by the station, we can kind of collect resources and get you up to speed on things. But also understand if you're trying to run down some early leads by yourself. Don't want to get in your way or anything like that.
Yeah. Really quick, what's your address? And then I'm going to ask him for his address. I can write it down in my notebook.
Gives you the address.
We're probably planning on stopping by there at some point. What time are you going to be there for a while? Or if you're not there, is there a point of contact we can speak to?
Someone will be here. We always have someone on duty. But yeah, we're a relatively small office, I guess. If you can come like after 9, things are pretty slow by then. Most of the town's asleep by then, too. What we do have left is rare. Unless you need to come by now, totally understand if you do. But yeah, you may have noticed it's a bit of an age aspect of the town here. And once they all go to sleep or once they're kind of in for the night, things quiet down pretty quick.
Yeah, no, I definitely noticed that. Okay, yeah, let me talk to my team and then you either see us in a little bit or you'll see us at some point later tonight. One way or another, you'll see us today.
Looking forward to it, agents. Welcome to Florida, if anyone hasn't said that to you yet. Hope you enjoy your time in Blanche County.
Appreciate it. I know the humidity has definitely welcomed us, so appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a sweaty one out right now.
Yeah, it is.
I'd say you picked a bad time of year to visit, but it don't get much better.
It's all good. When duty calls, we can't pick the time. All right, well, appreciate it, and we'll meet up with you shortly. So thank you.
You're some kind of fumbling and a distant, like, how the fuck do you turn off a door camera type of thing, and eventually it goes dead.
So I turn over to the other two. So this Ring camera thing called the phone that was picked up by the sheriff from the looks of it, which leads me to believe that he was probably either in the explosion or not around, but all of a sudden, I don't feel very comfortable going into this house.
Well, as long as we're careful, we could just make sure that...
Well, we were careful in the last house. And remember what happened?
We didn't really follow a lot of protocol. We just kind of rushed in. But now that we have a previous experience... Now, don't get me wrong. This is absolutely horrifying. But I feel like Quick Draw over here probably has some sort of, I don't know, cautionary tips.
And I turn over to Quick Draw. What do you say, Spec Ops? You hankering to kind of do a quick search in there?
Sure.
Because my big thing is, why the hell is that cell phone over at Ackerman's house?
Well, it was found at Ackerman's house.
Well, yeah, and I kind of pull up the little dust sample around. We still haven't ID'd that corpse.
Yep. So we don't know if it is Manfred or if it's someone else. Either way, we don't know who's in this house at this point, because the phone that would have been answered by this Ring camera whole setup thing or whatever isn't going to the person who's supposed to be occupying the house. So all of a sudden, I feel like this is a second house that's booby trapped. That's my suspicion. That's the vibe I'm getting. I don't know about you guys. So, Quick Draw, this is on you, bud. How do you feel? How comfortable you feel going in there and doing a quick run through?
Look, if you guys think it's important, I'll do it.
I think it's important.
All right, let's do it.
Well, I did my diplomacy shit. Now it's time for the action hero shit. So go ahead.
All right. I'll go see if the door is unlocked.
It is.
I will very surreptitiously and slowly open the door.
From kind of over his shoulder, just let us know what you need us to do.
Yeah, sure.
As I take a step back and just let Quick Draw do his thing.
Yeah, I'll try to enter without setting off any booby traps.
All right. So have a slow swing in.
Yeah.
As Quick Draw's like walking in, I like jokingly say, if you smell paint, get the fuck out.
If I smell paint, I think I'll be painting the walls. So
I'm going to take a quick step away from the door, and I'm going to see if I can act as lookout.
Sure.
All right. So as the door swings in and the light kind of spills in behind you as you're kind of in the doorway, you are in an almost identical, as best you can tell, setup to Mr. Ackerman's house. You appear to be kind of in like a living room entrance area. There's a kitchen / dining room kind of setup thing. Further into the house, farther away from you, you can kind of see out through a little sliding door at the back of the house where the kind of booby-trapped window was previously. It leads into a small backyard. Off to your left, there appears to be at least one bedroom. The inside is much more furnished. It's much more lived in. There's a lot of like heavy-looking craftsman-style furniture, lots of exposed, intricate wood, lots of like detailed craftsmanship to all of this. At quick glance, a couple small furnishes. Nothing super intricate, but there is a loud cuckoo clock kind of ticking away next to the couch. That's kind of off your right as you enter. You will have to go farther in, though, before you can assess more.
I will go further in. I am going to also check the blinds very carefully. I'm looking for booby traps before I check anything.
Yeah, give me a search.
Could I use criminology to kind of know where to look for the... Okay.
Sure.
37 out of 50% success.
So, how are you making your way in? Do you have like handgun out in front of you? Do you have like one of your rifles out in front of you? Or just kind of like stealth hands up, like slowly maneuvering things? What are you looking like as you're moving through the space?
So I got a flashlight in one hand, like one of those heavy duty, you don't hold it by the base, but you hold it by a handle.
The mag lights, yeah.
Yeah. And I think in the other, I just have like I've probably like taken the barrel off of one of my rifles and I'm using that as like a pipe and a poking instrument.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's kind of like a thing to physically manipulate stuff with gingerly.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense. Yeah. You're not finding anything. No booby traps, no wires. As you're kind of slowly moving through the space, you see a few more kind of heirlooms type furnishings, like a couple like fancy beer steins and stuff like that, but nothing especially kind of noteworthy. You do notice that there is kind of, as you come into your left, there is this kind of like dresser covered in U.S. service medals and kind of like a variety of like framed U.S. kind of military memorabilia. Bunch of photos of kind of like people in fatigues and stuff like that on it as well. It's almost like a little shrine or something like that. Maybe you'd describe it as such.
Okay, guys, I think we're good in here.
All right. And I put my hair up into a bun, try to make sure that there's no like loose hairs.
Sure.
Kind of pop off.
I'll walk in then since we got the clear. All right. Well, at least the initial clear looks okay.
On behalf of all of us at Negative Modifier, thank you for listening, and we do hope you enjoyed this episode. If you are not already a subscriber, please consider becoming one, partially so you do not miss our next episode, but mostly because it helps new listeners find us. In addition to that, if you liked the episode, please consider clicking the thumbs up button below. If you'd like to further support the show, please consider joining us on Discord or becoming a Patreon patron.